Up! 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 Everybody up! Everybody out in the middle! Everybody out in the middle! Everybody out in the middle! Come on! Come on! Everybody in the middle, come on! Even the vendors. I need you guys out in the middle real quick. Let's go. Let's finish off the day strong. Come on, out in the middle. Let's do this. Come on. I see you sitting back there. Let's get out in the middle. Come on. Give me some love. I got the camera running. We're live on YouTube right now. Come on. Show them you got some energy. Show them you got some love. Show them you got some. There we go. That's what we're like to see. Yeah.
Guys, I need to get a little more out of you. Let's go. Who's excited? Who wants something that's going to make a difference in their lives? Who got something to make a difference in their business? Woo! Yeah! Let's do that. Cut it out. Thank you. Hi. Come on, people. My name is Mitch, Cammidge, and I get the privilege of talking to people just like you every day of my life. And man, is it exciting to be here today. The concept for the Business Fitness Bootcamp came up in a conversation between Artie and I about 7 months ago. And I'm gratified and privileged to be up on the stage here and to close out for you guys. So who wants to finish strong? Woo! Who wants to finish really strong? Woo! Because I got a sexy subject for you guys right now. Sales. And marketing. Yeah, oh God, not this again. Yes, this again. Because it is one of the fundamental pillars for business success. Can we agree on that? If you can sell really well, chances are you're going to stay in business. Yes? Okay? If you market really well, chances are you're going to stay in business, right? Who here thinks either of those is easy? Anybody think it's easy? No? Who thinks it's simple, that there's very few things you gotta do? Just Dan and Vic. They're like, we do this for a living. He's in financial place, sells houses for a living. They're like, that's easy. Everyone else is thinking, I'm terrified, definitely terrified of both. If I can make it really, really simple for you, and I'm supposed to talk for 30 minutes, but if I can make it really simple for you in the next 10 minutes, will you agree when you leave here today that it can get both easier and simpler for you? Yes? If I make it really simple in the next 10 minutes. Okay? You can write notes, you can not write notes, you can type on your phone, but I need your undivided attention. And more importantly, when I got you up, and everybody that kind of retreated to the back, especially your vendors again, guess what? Don't get comfy. Because I got you guys on your feet for a purpose and a reason. You're all going to be out here again very, very shortly, okay? Play along. Can we agree to play along? Yeah. Yes. Can we agree to play along? Yep. Can we agree that in just 10 minutes, we're going to make it really simple, and if it's really simple, it's probably going to get easy. Yes? Yeah. Okay. So what's the most terrifying thing about sales? Rejection. Okay. What does rejection mean? It means I don't get what I want. Right? If I want you to do business with me, and you go, not interested, rejection. It hurts, but more importantly, it means I don't get what I want. But guess what that also means? You don't get what you want or you need. Can we agree that if we are talking to somebody that has the potential to give us a product, service, commodity, or offering that we could potentially use or need, it's in our best interest to listen? Yes? Okay. Can we agree then that it is their job to make sure they're asking the right questions? No! No. It's my job to make sure I give you what you need so you know what to ask. When I'm going to sell to you, and that's what I'm doing right now, it's my job to give you something that provides context first, enough information so that you go, wow, I understand something better than I did before, and curiosity to say, I want to learn more. Well, if I can satisfy those three conditions for you, it also works identically in marketing. I have three functions that I have to perform every time I want to sell or I want to attract people to me through my marketing and advertising. First of all, I have to have a plan. Who here agrees that you probably sell better or market better or advertise better if you've got a plan? Yes? Okay. Then I have to be able to implement. In other words, I have to have a way to do it. Correct? And the third part, which is one most overlooked, particularly in sales, but certainly in marketing because it can be confusing, is I have to be able to measure. If I have a plan, I'm going to start here and end here. These are the ideal people I wish to talk to, or I would like to have as my customers or clients. This is the way that they will understand what it is that I'm offering to them. And more importantly, this is the value or benefit they're going to get from me providing it. Do we agree that if I started at least with that information, I might have a better opportunity to talk to those people that might do business, might give me money? Yes? Okay. And then my implementation is to say, I have carefully thought about the language and words I want to use. I have made sure that the information I'm going to convey will be of value to them. In other words, it will address or answer their needs, wants, desires, challenges, or problems. And then in providing that information, I'm going to have the best opportunity to educate. Could we agree that that would be a really great place to start for implementation? A way for me to do it. Yeah? Okay. And lastly, with measurement, it's to know how many people that I ideally want to reach out to, or talk to, or communicate with, or advertise to, as long as I've understood what my main audience is to start with. And then look at how many my business is reaching out in front of, or I'm reaching out to if I'm directly affecting them through sales, or marketing when I'm not in the room. And then to know how many it takes to get at least one person to put up their hand and say, you know what? I need what you have. I want what you've got. Give it to me now. Does this sound reasonable? Okay. So if you're writing notes, if you're not writing notes, again, what are our three? Shut them up. Planning, okay. Implementation, okay. Measurement, okay. Simple? Yeah. Who here has done all of those? I have two hands. Okay. Who here has done all of them sometimes? More hands. Who here has done it at least once? Okay, there we go. Sales and marketing is the sexy part of business, but it is a fundamental. If we can sell and market effectively, we can attract more business. Now here's the fundamentals for one. I'm going to back entirely to sales and marketing and say here's the fundamentals. Sales and marketing is a fundamental of business. If it works, my business can perpetuate indefinitely. To go to Dan's conversation, if I can measure my cash flow, but in other words, if I understand how much money I've got, chances are what's watched is measured, what's measured grows, and therefore my business can sustain itself. If I plan and implement effectively, my business can sustain itself. Okay? So I need to plan and implement. I need to be able to sell and market effectively, and I need to be able to measure my cash flow. I've simplified the business down into three functions. Remember me bringing up three functions before? What are they? Those sales. Everything in business can break down to a handful of things. If we don't take the time to address what those primary functions are and what the most essential elements, in other words, sales and marketing, plan, implement, measure, then I cannot succeed at it long term. I cannot reasonably say it takes this much effort to get a result, which is what? Money. Money in my pocket. Money for my family. Money to sustain my lifestyle. Money to make sure I can keep a roof over my head and food in my belly. But more importantly, if I'm not getting paid for the work that I'm doing, what does that say about what I'm providing in the marketplace? Does it have value or not? Interesting question. Every one of us in the room right now has something that somebody else here needs. Certainly there would have to be at least one person in the room that probably is considered a business coach. that is considered a financial planner, that is considered a really gifted corporate attorney. By the way, Greg's reputation is stellar. Greg's role specifically is one that I use a lot. Dan's role is one that I use a lot. These are the people that I regularly partner with, dealing with my clients. There will be somebody in here that needs a financial planner, that has questions about what's going on with their money. Somebody that right now has a question of what's going on inside their business, and it makes sense of it from a legal capacity. Somebody that wants to understand how things work. So if I got all of you up right now, who here thinks that they have a question, may have had a question, or would probably have a question in the near future, just about their money, what's going on with their money? Show of hands. It's got a set of hands, okay? Who here probably has a question that maybe a really smart lawyer, particularly when it comes to business, might need to have a question answered now or in the near future? Okay, there we go. By the way, we had Susan talk earlier. Who thinks that they're having a problem inside their own head and might want to be able to eliminate the word can't, and that way it just makes them feel better. Never mind, makes them more fulfilled or able to achieve more in life. By a show of hands, probably now or in the near future. Interesting. So if she had stood up on stage before and had not said that, or more importantly, she wasn't here, how would any of us know unless we had the opportunity to hear from her, either face-to-face, this is what I do for a living, or from Dan, face-to-face, or that the marketing that either of us put into place could give us the opportunity to learn what's going on. So if I can plan effectively, in other words, my target audience, in fact, is sitting in this room right now. Who here owns a business? I've got you guys. I've got you guys. Right? So here we go. Here's the plan. Archie, where are you? Right there? Okay. You and I in 7 more months are going to launch something called Business Bootcamp. And we're going to put 8 speakers on the stage, and we're going to make sure that our whole audience is going to be nothing but business owners. Sound good? Awesome. And then for about a month or so ahead of time, we're going to advertise the market and say, hey, if you are a small business owner and you wonder about your headspace or your money or the legal questions or how to make the business work, you should show up because you're going to learn something. Okay? We're with me so far? And then you're going to show up and walk into the room. And then this dude with a shirt that says Savage in Business is going to go up and say, hey, you got to learn to sell and market better for your business. And then he's going to tell you it's just 3 things. And you go, well, that's stupid. It's really simple. But he's going to make more and more sense as he talks. And you're going to start to nod your head more. And then, about partway through where he's talking, he's going to go, who would really like to increase their sales by 32% in the next 90 days? Show of hands. Who would like to increase their sales by 32%, by 1/3 in the next 90 days? It's a lot of hands up. And then he goes, man, what if I could write it down on one piece of paper, show you how to do it in 90 days. If you follow along, you're either on the path or you're there in 90 days. Who thinks that would be a really good thing? Some people are like, I'm going to put my hand up. Vic's like, I'm going to rub the corner of my eye step. Right? Guess what? I'm selling to you right now. Not because I want all of you to bust out your credit cards and pay me. But I have already planned for what the audience that is most likely to buy from me is going to look and feel like. And then I got my partner, Artie, through Miximize. And we've been partners, and of course Vic as well, and the entire Miximize team since the very first Miximize event, because it was yours truly on stage. Right? Yeah. So I've been cunningly deploying Miximize to get a room full of you just to talk about sales and marketing. Now you guys are thinking, I've been used. This feels cheap. No, it doesn't. It doesn't diminish where you guys are sitting right now. If you leave here today with one thing out of everybody that has talked so far, here's the one thing. So here's where you either need to type it out or write it down for me right now. Don't rely on your memory, because it's going to disappear, even if I make it really simple. You're going to plan. Just like the dude wearing the Savage Business shirt did. Who do I want to talk to? Who is my primary audience customer or client? What makes them my primary audience and customer? And more importantly, what are going to be the things that they find most important, most critical, most vital, or the ones that are going to hurt them the most? 2, implement. You're going to establish the way that you're going to talk to them. I'm going to make sure to invite as many of them into his room as possible. I'm going to find partners to work with. And then when I stand up, I'm going to talk about something that is vital that everybody needs more of. Sales and marketing. 3, measurement. How many people in the room compared to how many people I get to talk to? I talked at an event last night. I got 6 people to talk to out of that event. I didn't go to the event to go, I hope I get business. I went to the event to say, I want to share. Because there's part of my implementation time coming in here today. It's my job to share so that you'll get better at your job. So if you plan effectively, can we agree? If you have a really simple plan, like I've outlined here for all of you, whether you feel used or not for a moment, can you agree that regardless of whether it's days, weeks, months, or years, that if you've got a plan in place, chances are you're going to get something what you want? Can we agree? Yeah? Yeah? General? Okay. And then if you pick the right language, in other words, out of that plan, to know what your audience is going to be, and you speak to those shortcomings, deficiencies, challenges, needs, or wants that your audience would have. In other words, who would like to be able to sell better? Who would like to be able to sell better? There we go, hands are going on. Who would like to be able to sell better right now? In fact, if you got up, walked across the room, the likelihood of success was 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 or 20 times higher. There we go. Okay. Who would like to be able to sell more effectively for their business and do 32% more business in the next 90 days? Okay? These are questions for us to answer internally first, and then to make sure to pick the language, the choices, the information that we need to provide in our implementation so that we can effectively sell better. Because of our sales and marketing. It's all the same thing. Sales is when I stand in a room and talk to you directly. Marketing is when my business does the talking for me when I'm out of the room. So if I know my target audience is small to medium businesses that are going to have challenges with cash flow, with sales and marketing, with planning, with implementation, with measurement, and that these are chronic, and they are the challenges that continually perpetuate failure in business, what do you think the likelihood someone's going to stick their hand up and say, you know what, I want to learn a little more? Okay? So who here now thinks that if all they left with was that information, it would probably be a little easier to plan? Yeah? Okay. Who here, if you thought about what your primary audience was and what they really wanted and needed, and so to implement, you were going to use more of that language. In other words, the language or questions they were going to ask, the likelihood for them to do more business with you would increase as well. Okay? And who here thought that when you're done to say, so far my business has talked to so many people, I don't know, I'm going to use a number, 100 people. And in the next 90 days, if I use that language compared to the previous 90 days, I can see exactly how many people decided to buy from me. And then I can adjust it. In other words, go back to my plan and make changes. So when I implement, in other words, communicate with people, then it would start to increase the likelihood or increase the number of people that are going to buy. Yeah? Okay. So remember I said there were 3 things, which again are plan, implement, measure. So here are the 3 things so that you can increase your sales by 32%. And guess what it's predicated on, the very last one, measure. If I know that I'm going to talk to 100 people in the next 90 days, and I want to end up with a 32% increase in my sales, then all I want to do is increase that number from 100 to 110. You with me so far? Okay. If out of those 100 people, 10 people are going to do business with me, and so by going from 100 to 110, I can go from 10 people doing business with me to 11 people doing business with me. Another 10% increase. Does that make sense? Okay. And the third thing that I want to do, for whatever they're going to do, I either want to increase the value of what they're buying from me, or the length of time they're going to do business with me, or a potential for repeat business or a referral that amounts to about 10% of the total purchase. So if I talk to 100 people and I sell to 10 and they each buy $1,000 worth of stuff. So here's your example. 100 people, 10 buy, each does $1,000. In 90 days, I want that number to go from 100 to 110. I want the number of people that buy to go from 10 to 11. And I want the amount of money they're going to spend with me to go from $1,000 to $1,100, $1,100. If I do those three things, I increase my net return by 32%. Who here thinks now that they've heard it for the first time, it actually makes it pretty simple? Who here thinks that they could do just 10% more people to talk to in the next 90 days? Who here thinks that if they planned a little better, knowing what their audience wants, that they could probably go from 10 to 11 people buying in the next 90 days? Now, who here thinks it's based on a service, product, offering, or commodity? And remember, it may take some creativity to understand this. Thinks that they can either get a repeated buy, an increase on the buy, an increase on buyback, or a referral that would amount to at least 10% more in the next 90 days. Because if you do that, you will get 32% increase in your sales. The same principle applies to marketing. If I know now to talk to 1,000 people, and guess what? Do we think in the next 90 days it's reasonable for me to sit down and talk to 1,000 people? No. So what does that mean? That my marketing needs to make that increase from 1,000 to 1,100 people. And then when as many people as may come out of that 1,000 or 1,100 people that I talk to, that my goal is to move that number from 10 to 11 people that are going to buy. And my ultimate goal is to move them from $1,000 to $1,100. Make sense? If I do that consistently, I will have 32% more at the end. Make sense?
Yep.
Now what do we have? We've got plan, implement, measure. We've got increasing the number. Where does that come from? From me being able to measure what I did previously. Then we have an increase in the number of people that are going to buy, and we have an increase in the value or referral to return and increase our number. Make sense? That's how we get 32%. By the way, if I change that number to 10%, 10%, 20%, that makes that percentage return 54. Who wants 54% more sales?
Woohoo!
Right? So now you can see the power of being able to leverage the message. In other words, from planning and implementation, to do the same amount of work with a marginal increase, to have a full third more money than I had last time. If I plan, implement, and measure. By planning, I understand who my market is, what they're going to want, what they need, and how I provide it. Implement, to find a slight increase in the number of people that I talk to. An increase by conveying more of that information to increase my sales number, in other words, to go from 10 to 11 people. And then to do what inside of implementation? To follow up and ask for them to either do more business, refer people, or find a way to get them to repeat business with me. Make sense? Okay. Third, I'm going to measure it. Last time I talked to 1,000 people to have 10 buy to do $1,000 a piece. Next time I want to see 1,100 people to have 11 buys at $1,100. If I keep doing that every time, what is that 32% increase on? That was 10 people at $1,000. Dan, you want to give me that number? 10K. So instead, that was 11 people at $1,100. What's that in math terms? Exactly. More from the financial planner, folks, right? Now, if that number, by the way, that goes from $10,000 to $12,000 per hundred. Where does that 32% go the next time in 90 days you increase that number? Well, the $12,100. You're up by 32% again. What is that increment? 10%. until you get to the number that you can handle from a volume perspective, or your message gets strong enough, or the repeated performance gets strong enough. By the way, does it sound like you have to do it forever? No. Because eventually, if I convey enough information and I do it the right way, in other words, I'm talking to my audience, what happens next? And for all the people in the room, half this audience works at intellectual capital. The other half sells something that's going to be a one-time purchase. Nick, how's this, buddy? Right? But has such an increasing value on it that I only need to do it one time. If I do it well enough the first time in his case, or in Dan's case, I develop what? Enough of a reputation, brand recognition. The ultimate goal in sales and marketing. The number of times that you have to talk to people starts to drop. And the increase in sales comes the other way. Food for thought for particularly intellectual capital people in the room. I haven't done a sales call in a year. I haven't talked to a complete stranger in a year. Because my brand recognition is high enough now, and my marketing talks to the audience that I want to speak to, that they knock on my door. So you do not have to sell forever, but you must sell the right way the first time. If you do it, your business will thrive, it will grow, even in a down marketplace. And it is built on 3 simple things. What are they again? Plan, implement, measure. And then it's the rule of 10s. 10-10-10 rule. If I do 10% more than I did in a stated period of time, and I look to increase the number of sales I have by 10%, and my net value increases by 10%, either in the form of an increase in sales, repeated business, or referrals to equate to 10% more sales, I get 32% more than what I did last time. Who here thinks now sales is simple? There's a So in 3 minutes, I want everybody to stand up. People write notes, they're on their phone, they're like, I'm going to be home soon. I want everybody to stand up, I want everybody to go in the middle of the room. Seriously, I want everybody out in the middle of the room right now. Half of Mixamize today was about networking, and this is about bringing people together. Who here either knows somebody that's bought a house, is buying a house, or is likely to buy a house the next year? Hands. Who here, once again, thinks they might be making a decision or have to have an impact on their own pocketbook, own money, or have a sense of understanding about that money in the next year? Okay? Who here thinks they want to get the word can't out of their vocabulary sometime in the next year? Who here is probably going to have a question about the legality of doing that sometime in the next year? Who here thinks that they want somebody to take pictures of while they're doing said business sometime in the next year? Okay, we keep seeing hands going up every single time. Anybody? Somebody? Anybody? Who wants me to blast them out in front of a group of people standing here? By the way, if you haven't been looking around, you need to. Vic, hold your hand up. Vic, hold your hand up for a second. Here's your house guy, right? He's got stuff in all sorts of budget. So is there any excuse now not to at least have a conversation? No. Who wants to get can't out of their vocabulary? Susan, hold your hand up. There's no excuse not to have a conversation with somebody. Who wants to get their money right? Dan, hold your hand up. Here's a guy that's going to take care of your money. Who here is probably going to have a really tricky legal question because they own a business? Greg, hold your hand up for a minute. He's right back there. In a room like this, there are no excuses. What is networking? It is sales and marketing combined. In this case, I've got all of you to stand up, and I've signaled a few of you out to say, if you need something, you'll talk to this person. Is there any excuse now not to at least open the door and start a conversation? No. Is there any reason why, in turn, if you go have a conversation with Dan, now that he's listening to me talk about sales a little bit more, that he might not be a little better vested in saying, you know what is it that you need? What is it that you want? Here's what I hear all the time, so let me fill you in a little bit on what I've worked with clients in the past on. Do you think the likelihood, if he says 3 things in a conversation that sound exactly like you might be more inclined to buy? What happens if you tell them ahead of time? So why don't we do that? Why don't we take more time to say what's really important from what we do compared to what our clients and customers want? The kind of problems that we solve on a regular basis. To go back to the very beginning, rejection. Rejection is fear that we're not going to get what we want. And we've heard an awful lot about fear and getting can't and won't and don't, and the attitude and the mindset and the idea out of the way that says that we can't have what we want. And guess what? It's not at the expense of somebody else. Now here's Mitch's only plug as a business coach up here, other than telling you that I flat out been planning this for 7 months. Who here wants their business to grow by 266% in the next year? My 5 best clients have grown that much in the last year. And guess what? It got easier, not harder to do it. So if you need to buy a house, fix your money, answer a legal question, get out of your vocabulary, take pretty pictures of whatever it is that's going on in life, or any of the other services, products, commodities, or offerings that are in this room, there's no excuse to not start a conversation right now, even if it's 6 months or a year from now. Because if you start that relationship, chances are it's still going to be here when you need it. And you will already know somebody enough to trust them with what? Your money. But more than that, your security. And if I do a good enough job with you in this room, that 6 months or a year from now, you're willing to say, I like this person, I trust this person, and I know they're going to do what's in my best interest first. Because they continue to satisfy that, what is the likelihood that they're going to continue to hard earn money? And now, if you want to grow your business by 266% the next year, you need to talk to me. Sound fair? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today. It was incredible.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mitch. That was great. What a great way to end